discussion.
Audio up and we are live. After catching our breath for 5 minutes.
What a game! What a game! What a game! What a game we have just witnessed.
You've been running around.
Amazing game of cricket. And we said that in the mid-inning show. I gave 30%.
20%.
25. Should have given them a lot more. That's why I say this New Zealand team.
This was a proper 50-50.
This New Zealand team will win a lot of hearts. See the spirit that they showed. See the fight back that they showed. If it was, that's why, remember we said this in the mid innings. 350,
Yeah,
easy chase for them.
They'll do only those 4 dropped chances towards the end. That dropped catch that Glenn Phillips had, which cost them 12 runs, that really hurt them in the long run.
Yep.
And Mitchell also dropping a catch. But Santner, but that was towards the middle stages.
Half a chance.
Half a chance. But again, those 4 runs that Mitchell Marsh and Glenn Maxwell and Marnus Labuschagne, they saved, and that you say excuse of an outfield. Kudos to Australians.
Yeah, because those 2 boundaries that were saved, 2 and 2, 4. Margin is 5.
Yeah.
Super over.
And in fact, the 5 margin is that they didn't run the last ball play run.
They didn't run.
So that could have they would have run for that.
Yeah.
Would have been done. Just those 2 boundaries that were saved completely changed the complexion of the game. But what a game.
Yep.
What a game. And now that we've seen all teams, in terms of their form, you have to say that India, New Zealand, Australia, South Africa are the 4 best.
Yep.
In terms of form.
True.
What we have seen so far. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. Because, Pakistan would fancy their chances if they win all 3 and New Zealand lose all.
Yeah.
Something like that. You never know. England also, I think, same.
But
if they win all.
Yeah. But then it will be a straight shootout between Pakistan and England then on 11th.
England, if they win all 4.
Yeah. Then, and New Zealand lose all, then.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So, these teams like England, Pakistan would be happy with New Zealand's loss.
Yes.
But there is a big but there for you hoping New Zealand loses all and you are winning everything, which is again nearly impossible. But I'm saying in the form that New Zealand has shown, the 2 games that they've lost could have easily gone either ways. The loss to India, I think there was they were 1 wicket away of a Kohli wicket early on. Game was done. And here they were just 5 runs away, which they could have chased. So I don't see the kind of firepower that this New Zealand team is showing. I don't see them losing all games.
They've got 2 banana skins coming up. November 1 against November 4th, Pakistan in Bengaluru. November 1 against South Africa in Pune. Those 2 are tricky.
South Africa is simple. Get them to chase.
Yep, in
you
Pune.
win the toss.
Yeah, but you don't know how the Pune wicket will be, because Pune wicket looks better while chasing. It's not like Chennai where it will become slightly difficult.
That may be the case, but now South African captain Bahuma himself said we don't know what the right template is.
I think tomorrow, if India beat England, then you're the top 4 that are currently there. I think they are your top 4. If India beat England tomorrow, because England can only realistically get to only 8 points then.
Yeah.
Then it will leave the door ajar only for Pakistan.
By the way, despite the loss, New Zealand still 3rd.
Yeah.
Because the net run rate is so good at the moment. Still 3rd. So, yeah. Oof. I think after I think the first week I'd picked these 4 teams only: Australia, New Zealand, India, South Africa.
I had picked England replacing with South Africa, so that's not happening.
Not happening.
That's
Pakistan
not happening.
also not. Yeah, Pakistan also not coming.
Yeah.
Very
They're expecting so much better from them, but I can't even say they look like pale shadows. I don't know what they look like right now.
Paler shadows of their pale shadows.
Paler shadow. A pale shadow of the pale shadow.
Exactly. But they have got 2 easy games coming up in that sense.
Yeah.
Okay, 1 easy game that's coming up for them.
Bangladesh.
Yeah. Then they have also had a great record against New Zealand.
That can't be an easy game, yeah.
No, not an easy game. It's Bengaluru. So
Matches aren't won based on stats, now.
This New Zealand team got almost 400 against Australia
Yeah.
in Dharamshala, so they're capable of getting that much in
Bengaluru.
also. So.
yeah, because see, this stat, it didn't favor New Zealand at all and continued the trend, because now it's 9 out of 10 losses for them against Australia in India with only one no result. And also, Dharamshala has not been a good venue for them. Both games they have lost there, India and Australia. So,
But they've liked the place per se. I was watching their social media feed.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
enjoyed it. The Kiwis enjoyed being in Dharamshala.
the Kiwis enjoy everywhere they go in India. Especially Chennai also they enjoyed. Daryl Mitchell took a trip to children's school in Chennai. He had a great time with them.
The Kiwis enjoyed, the English team also enjoyed, they also went trekking. The Indian team, obviously, somebody took a dip, the others went to a trek.
Yeah.
Dharamshala, beautiful place.
And
Last game in Dharamshala, done, dusted.
Yep.
The venue is done.
Chennai is
Same
done.
for
Chennai,
Chepauk.
Dharamshala, yep.
Chennai done,
Same for
Dharamshala done,
The
Delhi done.
southernmost venue this World Cup, I know a lot of you will say Tirunanthapuram as well, but that only had practice games, so
Yeah.
I'm not counting the regular venues. The southernmost venue for this World Cup and the northernmost venue for this World Cup, they're done with their games. Now it'll stick around in the.
Delhi also done.
Delhi has one more game, right?
I don't know, most is Dharamshala.
Dharamshala.
Delhi is also done, no?
No, Delhi may have, but doesn't matter. I'm only talking
Yeah.
about.
Dharamshala is done with this game, and both ending in thrillers. Chennai ended with a thriller, Dharamshala ended with a thriller.
That's what you said. When it rains, it pours. So we weren't getting any thrillers at all, and now we got two back-to-back thrillers. Anyway, let's get to the mudda.
Mudda is the India-England
Of
game.
his opinion.
Okay, his opinion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mudda is
Mudda agenda.
agenda.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's get to the agenda,
Which is
what should be India's playing 11 versus England. Is anyone worried taking on the English team?
Worried.
Like, oh, tough game.
If England were in the top 4, then we would have been worried. Not now. Because their team composition, their injury issues, lack of form, I think revenge for 2019 and 22 is loading.
But it's often said, na, a team that has nothing to gain or nothing to lose.
Yeah.
I think India are not taking them lightly, which is why I think they will go in with that same intensity, and that's why there's no room for England to hide.
But this is exactly the question I asked Mr. Gavaskar. And that's when you know that, the first question was this one. And he said, I said, England not in great form. So can India afford to take them? Like, why should India take anyone lightly? This is the World Cup, boss. You have to win. Every game is.
Okay. When KL Rahul was asked this question at the presser, which took place just about 90 minutes back, he said, all along the tournament, we've not really looked at the opposition. Yes, of course, we know who we're playing and we have some sort of plans, but we don't fret about the opposition so much. But yes, England are a dangerous side. That's all that he said as far as tomorrow's opponent is concerned. Nothing about strengths, weaknesses, or anything like that.
But I think this is a bit. See, again, I know there's a bit of a cliche that dangerous side, the world champions. They could. I understand all that, but let's look at it objectively. And truth be told, if I was India, and I was like Siddharth also put up, if I was playing an England team that had been playing up to, the reputation that they come with, and would have been in the top 4 right now, is what you. Then and you had lost a couple of games. Then this would have been a very different game. I would have been fretting. I would have been thinking about it. Clearly, it can't be the same now. When you're going into of course, it's a World Cup game, so you'll have butterflies in your stomach, whatever. But you're looking at this game very differently. If you're an Indian player right now in the Indian camp, you're like, listen, let's go out, do what we've been doing. It's as simple as that. As opposed to you are in a situation where each game is counting. Where do you finish on the table? England are looking threatening. They've pulled off a couple of 350s in this tournament. Then you're like, not just saying it as simple as let's go out and do what you have to do. Then you're like, listen, this is a crucial game. This is how we're going to counter this guy. Let's counter this. I hope I get my runs. I hope this is not the case. I hope we win the toss. Let's be honest, those talks would have come in, which now, right now, you're not even bothered. Doesn't matter what happens in the toss. What is the right total to chase. 11 also, we're not going to fret. We'll discuss the 11, but nothing. It's a very happy place to be in at the moment. For the
Absolutely. Why would you, let's say if I'm in the Indian camp right now, I know who I'm facing, I know white ball champions, whatnot. I'm also aware of the fact that they've lost 4 out of the 5 games that they've played. You know, I've got no reason, let's say, to be worried when I look at the opponent. Then they're chopping, changing and whatnot. We don't even know what 11 England will be fielding right now. Why should I complicate? I know, you know, right now, there's not a lot I need to be worried about, barring the fact that there's somebody I look forward to as far as recovery is concerned in my 11. But that's about it. As far as on-field things are concerned, all my boxes are all but ticked. So I'll just go and, again, the cliche, go have fun.
You know how I know that it's not much of an issue that the Indian team would be having, you won't be fretting, is also that, you know, number of calls or messages I get before a game for tickets. So if there are 0 right now, nobody's interested. Not even Indian fans, you know. Oh, India, England. Because again, it's a dead rubber for England. It's not a dead rubber for India, because India would want to top the table. So that is a context, because you never know, a loss here or there, and what if you were to fall to the second spot? You wouldn't want to leave that to chance, right? Best thing is finish top of the table, play the team that's 4th. That'd be the ideal thing to do. So you wouldn't want to leave that to chance. But it's a very happy place, and usually what happens if you're in a happy place, you tend to perform at your best. So anyway, India is looking the best team, and the kind of start that you've had, and you'd be in a happy place without really fretting about any other thing. That will just take your performance next level. So I only fear for this English team.
Yeah, I just came across this on social media the other day. Again, one of those videos that does it, but a reliable source, let's say. They say that since you're talking about the camp being happy and all, and you don't really need to go very hard, they say, you know, as humans, all you need to do is give your 85% for you to be being the 100% best that you can be.
No, I mentioned it on the show as well. There's not a thing. There's a
theory,
actual study that has been done, and that study was done on runners.
You mentioned this.
That was done on especially sprinters, where they said that if you try to be at your 100% or try to give your 100%, it could even apply to swimmers. If you try to give your 100%, then you sometimes go off your technique. So your optimum technique of running, which will be the optimum speed of your strides and the length of your stride, will be optimum for you to get your best timing over a sprint. As soon as you strive for that extra, where you're trying to give 100%, you strive for that extra. Maybe your stride increases, the duration of the stride increases, which then probably reduces the efficiency with which your legs are moving, whatever. So can make that 0.1 second of a difference, which is massive in a sprint. So 85% is where you're at the optimum technique. So you're giving your best sprint at the optimum technique, whereby giving the best time that you can over 100 meter. So never try and put that extra. Could be in swimming as well. As you try to put that extra, your technique goes slightly haywire, and your arm speed is affected, or your not
coordination, the foot hand.
So 85 is the optimum. So if you're in a happy space, you do 85, I'm guessing.
And look at past 2019 or 2022 India-England encounters in a World Cup. There was a backdrop. England were doing very, very well. They were decimating opponents. There was plenty at stake at that time. 2019 also.
19 India were also doing well.
But again, England were also doing very well.
Exactly. So that was actually battle of equals.
Here, England haven't played enterprising cricket at all. All their batters have lost form at a crucial time. All the batters. Butler, Bairstow, Root also. Then also Ben Stokes. 2 games.
48 runs, 43 and...
plus so much of chopping and changing in the bowling. I really don't know who's going to be their next good bowler in that Lucknow deck. Mark Wood technically is IPL franchisee home ground. But look at again the same problem. We criticize Pakistan spinners. Even England spinners have not stepped up to the plate.
Yeah.
So in 2019 and 22, it was a battle of equals. England were playing enterprising cricket. Here they are not playing enterprising cricket.
But surprising, we're saying it now. I'll take you 4 weeks back. You would have said it was going to be a battle of equals. Some of you might have even said that England's at the favorite. Just 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, everyone I think it's been a collective failure. It's the whole mechanism, it's the whole institution, let's say, falling down. Again, it's like, football, again, sloppy touch from everyone. Nobody has control over the ball. It's like collectively all departments, things have not worked, batters not clicking.
And I'm again telling one more thing. For this Indian cricket team, that 30 to 45 minute bad period is not there. It's not there in this World Cup.
In the sense?
They had.
Maybe Australia.
No, I'm saying
it's done.
Maybe the only way they can potentially lose is if one facet fails collectively. Only one facet. It can either be the batting or it can either be the bowling. If one facet fails completely, then and only then they're losing. Otherwise, they're just running through this tournament. Because it's home advantage.
The batting only. Bowling, I would say only 2022 against England. Bowling collapse.
Even in 2019, if you look at it, that one loss that came in the league stages came because of bad bowling.
But what about the semi-final then?
Semi-final was the batting. As I said, one collective entity has to fail.
But wouldn't that be true for any team? For him to fail, one entity has to.
In 19 or 22, we felt that India will fail in that aspect far more consistently. Not anymore.
Absolutely.
The batting depth is sorted now. Every piece of the puzzle has to fall in place, even in the bowling.
I don't know about the depth because against New Zealand you had Shami who had come out to bat. So, this is despite the fact that you had Virat get a 95 and a Rohit get that. So I'm saying the day these two do not get that run, so do you have that kind of depth? I'm not sure. I think you're going to be missing Hardik. You're missing him
in this game in particular, but I think
generally you're missing him. Is what I'm saying. The team is missing him because of the balance that he brings. But because of the situation that you're in, you really
the very fact that Hardik wasn't available in the previous match, and that meant you made not one but two changes. Just tells you
that had to happen because he is taking the role of two players and one bowler, one batter. That's why. But I think India have coped up well. I mean, without Hardik for that game against New Zealand, they'll do well even against England. But again,
so what's the 11?
Playing 11 again. When you look at it, you were looking at Surya coming in at number 6. So 5 we know.
No, so there are few options. Let me throw all the options. And then let's listen to our subscribers as well as,
You want to do some writing today?
We'll do. It's pretty simple. So one option is you go with the same exact 11 that you played against New Zealand. That means Surya Kumar Yadav and Mohammad Shami. Simple. Yes. You do that. Option number 2 is you try and bring in Ashwin, because I suspect I'd be completely wrong if that doesn't happen, which I doubt, is that you will get a spin-friendly track in Lucknow. Till now, in Lucknow, you've got decent batting tracks. You even got a 300 plus in that Australia-South Africa game, if I'm mistaken.
Yes.
So you got a 300 plus total there. Few other games could have got 300, but I think the chasing team won. So you could have, I think 35th over, Australia won that second game.
No, Australia lost that game.
No, Australia lost the South Africa game.
Yeah.
The second game they chased down in
Sri Lanka. That was 200, just about 210.
That's what I'm saying. No, but they got it. I've said 300 came in the first game, but South Africa got. You could have got a 300 in the second game also. It's just that the total that Australia were chasing was so low that it came in the 35th. But that also could have been a game where you could have seen 300
and it aided spin.
Yes, had Australia batted first is what I'm saying. So you could have had 2 games already with 300 plus. What that is telling you is that Lucknow is giving you a good batting pitch, which is against what many people were thinking that you might get in Lucknow, spin friendly track. So you're getting good pitch. But I think the India game wouldn't be like that. There's a good chance you get a spin friendly track for India versus England. In that scenario, so one is go with the same 11 that you went against New Zealand with. The other option is you bring in an Ashwin. In which case you can bring him. Now there are 2 scenarios in this. One, you bring in Ashwin for Sky, okay, which means then your number 6 is Jadeja, 7 is Ashwin, and then Shami 8 and all. That really depletes your batting. I don't think the Indian team is going to do that. So which means then Ashwin can only come in for a fast bowler. They're not going to be dropping Jadeja because of the all-rounder balance, and they're definitely not dropping Kuldeep with the kind of performance that he's having, right?
And Bumrah.
No. So for now, that is your option. Now you got to drop a fast bowler. So your 2. Why I specified the spinner? You could have bought him for a spinner and not having to fidget your fast bowlers. That was a other option. You can't do that with these two spinners that are there.
Yeah.
Now he only comes in as an additional third spinner into the team with both Kuldeep and Jadeja playing. So then a fast bowler goes between Shami, Siraj and Bumrah. Okay, who goes another thing. My point is, as soon as you do that, you go with 3 spinners and you're only playing with 2 fast bowlers. That now gets tricky with only 2 fast bowlers, because earlier you could do that. You've done it in their opening game, but let's not forget you had a Hardik Pandya,
yes.
who was your third fast bowler. With Hardik going out, can you play a 50 over game with just 2 fast bowlers? I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. About that.
Because what I would have suggested is get Ashwin in if it's a spin friendly deck. Then you would have had to leave out Siraj or Bumrah.
32 pay karenge.
But again, just 2 bowlers. There are no other pacers also. So anybody bowls medium pace apart from Virat Kohli? Right down quick bowler? No.
Virat, you're not.
See, you'll have to play 3 pacers only. I don't see any
Then
other.
Shardul should be there in the mix.
But if it's a spin friendly deck, what do you do then?
You got 2 spinners anyway. Again, the only problem with there being, when you bring in Ashwin and let's say it's a straight answer that a fast bowler goes out. Who that bowler is, again.
I would ideally say Siraj.
Siraj, exactly, because this.
Can I give you another option? So, again, a bit radical. You make a few changes. You take a Sky out. You bring a Shardul in.
No.
Okay.
No.
And if you have to play 3 spinners, and then you take a fast bowler out and bring in Ashwin in.
Yes.
So then what happens? Then you've got your 3 fast bowlers that you might need. What I'm saying is 2 fast bowlers in a 50 over game. One gets injured.
But I'll tell you why.
That's not I can write. I'm 100% certain India is not playing with 2 fast bowlers. They're not playing with 2 fast bowlers. They're not going to go into a 50 over game too fast. That's just my reading. Which means that what we're going to be discussing, whether who goes out between Siraj, Shami thing, may not even hold true. So that's why I'm giving you that radical option. The radical option is you bring in a Shardul for a Sky and you bring in an Ashwin for a fast bowler, whoever, let's say hypothetically Siraj. So you go with Shami, Bumrah, Shardul as your 3 fast bowlers and your 3 spinners in Ashwin, Jadeja, Kuldeep. Now look at your batting. 6 is Jadeja, 7 is Shardul,
8 Ashwin.
8 is Ashwin. Now you have kind of given that balance to your team. So as I see it, there are only 2 options that the Indian team is going to do my guess. The first option is, which I think the Indian team is going to go, is no change. Irrespective of the pitch, you go in with the exact same 11 that played versus New Zealand. That's the most likely option, and I think the 11 that India will play. In case you need some bowling as another spinner, who knows? We've seen Rohit roll his arm over in the nets.
Kohli also.
So Rohit, Kohli is not a spinner as such, the medium pacer. But let's say a Rohit then bowls, or even Sky sometime has been rolling his arm over, and
Shreyas also.
Sky bowls and Shreyas, whatever. That is what is going to happen. Most likely India play the same 11. In case it's a really turner, it's a ranked turner, a minefield of a track, which I doubt. If that, and you have to bring in an Ashwin for that, then I think your only other option is you go with Ashwin in and Sky goes out. So Shardul, Shami, Siraj Shardul, Shami, Bumrah, Ashwin, Kuldeep, Jaddu, 6 Jadeja, 7 Shardul, 8 Ashwin. That's your only. Gee.
Might have to, because see, 2 pace bowlers.
2 is too less.
2 is too less. And
less.
That's why.
Against New Zealand, we had
Shami, Siraj, Bumrah,
and then you had Shardul, Kuldeep.
Jaddu
Kuldeep.
Yep. So 5 bowlers will have to come in, but you'll have to play 3 spinners if it's a spin friendly deck. But my gut estimate is perhaps it will be the same wicket like Dharamshala. Flat, no change. I think they will go the same playing level.
I have a feeling too. Because otherwise, if you're looking at making changes here, and if you're too drawn by the idea of bringing in an Ashwin, first, of course, there should be visible evidence that this looks like a minefield of a track, that you need a third spinner to be able to exploit those conditions. But I don't think will be the case, because we've seen this Indian team not like this particular track in the past for it having assisted a lot of spinners. What we also know is that it's not the same track anymore. We've seen a couple of games anyway play over here, and I think you should be good. You should be good with two spinners also. So for that reason, I feel that you're going in with the same 11 that you saw against New Zealand.
I agree. Most likely India goes in with the safest option. Safest.
Because otherwise, you're just looking at too many changes, and you fall short in one department or the other. If you try and make too many tweaks.
That's why I said the only reason, if it's really a rank turner and you are going to be like, how, that same sort of a situation, how could you not play Ashwin on this track? Type of a situation. I'm just saying, it's turning square. That's the only time you're thinking of a spinner. But how do you accommodate him? You also can't play with two fast bowlers. You need three. Then the only option is Ashwin comes in, but then Shardul also comes in for Sky. Then you have to, say that's the thing with Hardik. If he's not there, why do we keep saying if he goes out, the balance goes? Whichever way you make the team, there will be some sort of a imbalance. The only way then Shardul comes, then you're kind of compensating for that batting. Ki chalo, Jadeja 6 hai, Shardul at 7, Ashwin at 8. They'll give you some runs, right? And then Shami at 9. Doesn't look that bad now.
So we're trying to find the perfect imbalance.
Yeah, could say that. Perfect.
So at compromise position, it will be the same. Shami will be the compromise batter, right? Number 8. If we go by the Dharamshala 11. And if we go by a different this thing, then Ashwin is your compromised batter and that position, if it happens.
Then, no, again, so that leaves
again,
you with two seamers then only.
No, Shardul, no.
Who are you taking out?
Sky. No. Jaddu at 6, Shardul 7, Ashwin 8.
I'll tell you why that would happen. Because you were looking at Shardul in the previous match as well, but what did it tell you? The fact that Shardul had to sit out and he wasn't included, it told you that you don't have the confidence that he can give you those 10 overs. With the bat also, we know that you've got some reservations with Shardul, so he doesn't guarantee you either runs or overs. Why would you then take out Sky, who you are banking on to get you some runs?
But I'm saying, I told you why. Now you can't go with two fast bowlers. If you're getting Ashwin, you'll have to get Shardul. You'll have to third fast bowler. See, with two you're bowling, death you require, new ball you require. And by the way, today we saw Lockie Ferguson got injured. Pulls up, what do you do? Who's going to fill those overs for you? That's what Hardik was there, you could have done. India did that earlier. Now there's no option. You'll have to bring him. And even though it will be not for like, then you're bolstering your bowling. But then that's the way you'll have to go. And hope that if firstly, you're not reaching that situation where you required the lower order to help you by now. So then, just go with it. If in case you reach that, then you hope, it's one of those days where Shardul as well as Ashwin gets you those crucial runs. You gamble on that. That's your only second option. Let's listen into what everyone else who are joining us have to say. I'm sure that they'll have a suggestion. Ronak Pushti saying, is KL Rahul the vice captain of the team now? I think so. Operatively, they've not announced it officially, but operatively, I think you're right. He is going to be, and that's not a surprise because you've seen him captain the team in the absence of star players. So you've seen him. You saw it. Wasn't he the vice captain in the Australia series just before the World Cup when there was no Rohit?
Yeah, he was the captain. Who was leading? Wasn't?
He was the captain.
He was the captain. Hardik was the vice captain.
Exactly.
Even Hardik wasn't there.
Yes.
So Naufal Zak is saying the pitch is surely going to be dry, irrespective of India play 2 spinners or 3, which I know. I agree, but I'm saying if it's a dryish pitch, let's say like the Chennai one, which was helping spinners, but not outrightly, a square turner. In which case you could still then do with your 2 spinners and maybe get a part-timer in Rohit or even Sky or Shardul or not Shardul, sorry, Shreyas, one of them to just come and bowl a bit. You could do that, or just stick with your gun fast bowlers. Even if it's a spin-friendly track, your 3 fast bowlers will be effective anyway. So you go with that. So I think there's a good chance, about a 80% chance of India playing their exact same team that you saw versus New Zealand at Dharamshala, no matter what the pitch is. In that 20%, I'm saying if it's really a ranked turner, like the one that we saw in the series where Hardik complained,
New Zealand
captain.
Oh man,
New Zealand.
99.
And which is unlikely because the pitch is really improved, they've relayed it, so unlikely. But if it is like that, then you go with 3 spinners and bring Shardul in for Sky. Only way you can get some balance.
I think, see, you are looking at a match which will be around the 250-260 range, because like the Netherlands-Sri Lanka encounter at Lucknow, it was a 2 deck. I think the deck is going to be true, because again, if you make it too dry, I mean, India can also struggle. Remember, spin, they have that slight kryptonite, but that's why I think they'll want to make it a flat deck. The bowlers will be in the game, and there won't be too much meddling in the team composition, the team balance then.
Yeah, which is what Shivraj Singh is saying. Please,
Same team,
don't.
Hey, wait.
Don't. No, that's okay. Please, same team. Don't change this team, and please do not play Ashwin. As much as possible, stick with the same team, because Hardik is not certain to play in the semi-final also. So this combination will play. We don't know. I think semi-final is too far away. I mean, whatever I'm getting to know, I think he will play the semi-final. See, his situation is such that if you really needed him, he could have even played this game with pain-killing injections and stuff like that. But why would you want to risk that at the moment? But when come to the semi, you will have to risk it, and I wouldn't mind that. You know, it's 2 games from there on. If you're playing with painkillers, you know, you have to. Quite often I've spoken to sports people, and all of them have said that there is not a single game they can remember where they've not played without pain. It's just that degree of pain keeps varying depending on the situation. I can't think of. I just saw a blooper right now that happened on TV.
Okay. But why force a change right now when everything is bhala changa?
That's what I'm saying. No, but Hardik you will bring back,
Not right now. Not right now.
Yeah.
Semis.
You bring
15th of November we'll talk about it.
I mean, Rafael Nadal played with kind of injuries where he could not even feel certain part of his legs or hands, but would play a 5-setter.
My goodness.
And win.
That guy's injuries, oof.
Yeah.
Knee and heel, right? Knee and heel. Those
Even by the way, I didn't know. So I mean, we knew while he was playing, but I didn't know the extent of injuries. You only get to know later. When I read Andre Agassi's autobiography, always had
back issues,
knee issues, lot of issues. I think always in painkillers.
Yeah. I think the only guy who didn't have that much of fitness issues at that time was Sampras, I guess.
Yeah. Game was such.
Yeah.
In fact, even Roger that way. He's had injury issues.
Roger, I think it caught up with him later.
2
knee surgeries takes a toll. But Sampras, man, that serve and that volley game that he had. I can't think of any other player who was less frequently injured.
No, the older guys less, like Edberg and all also, I don't think got injured.
Yeah, Connors played well into his 40s. Becker had wrist problems because of his serve.
Speaking of knee injuries, MS Dhoni, our man, he underwent his operation, and there's a clip of his doing the rounds as to how the knee is holding up, because that's what he said. By the way, he made a correction also. So whosoever was, in interaction with him, there's this thing about former cricketer or something. Someone said former only India cricketer.
Yeah. He did not. The co-panelist did.
Exactly.
Which is true. Yeah.
Yep.
I want to take a few more comments. GGK says, don't think any team can score 300 plus against us. Our bowling is the best this World Cup with Rohit's captaincy. 100% agree, GGK. And I think the one area where India is clearly above the rest of the teams is their bowling. Where other teams have struggled to pick those wickets in the middle overs. You see against India, we've discussed a lot. We made a television package on that, a detailed story of how the Indian bowlers, even when teams have looked to take the game away from you, they found a way and bounced back. So that has been incredible.
The choke that the Indian spinners have employed in the middle overs, that's been their ultimate.
Fast bowlers.
Yeah.
When Bumrah and Siraj come second spell, they pick you those wickets. Shami did it that day when he came the third spell.
How much? 6 for 30, right? New Zealand lost in that Dharamshala game towards the fag end. I think he lost some 6 for...
6 wickets for...
5, 4 of those were Shami.
Yeah, so... Yeah, I agree. This
Look
bowling...
at Pakistan, you 36, you picked up 8 wickets. Australia also, they were also looking good at one point. So
It was. So
Freaking awesome says.
but
to
you know
avoid-
what? You know what? Before we go ahead with GG, I want to say one test. Let's say that I want to see before I make or let's say fully agree with GG. I partly agree. I think I would want to see this Indian bowling lineup against South Africa. The one team that looked very well equipped.
South Africa struggling against Netherlands bowling lineup.
or-
South Africa
if
struggling
India
against
bowling first, but
Pakistan.
if India are bowling first and South Africa play their A game, I want to see how
I think Indian
bowlers
will handle
survive that assault.
I think the Indian.
I think I would like to see them bowling second. That they have not
Yeah,
yet
that
been
they have
tested.
That they
Their
have.
opponent is not an
See,
issue.
again,
Condition
either
is
way
an
you're
issue.
testing something. You bowl first, the bowlers are getting tested because that's what South Africa like. You bowl second,
Then they
then
bowled second against Pakistan Asia Cup. Bowled very well.
Yeah.
So they bowl. Don't worry.
Pakistan
Any
are making
condition.
many things
Pakistan.
right now, but
condition
I'm
they are
not taking
bowling.
the credit away from India.
Any condition they do.
Yeah.
Rookie Taki, what is
No, freaking awesome
Okay.
says to avoid the sixth bowler headache, India need to find more all-rounders after the World Cup or make a couple of batters to bowl regularly, even if it's a short spell. When you bowl regularly, you will get better. Absolutely agree, and this is something we've discussed. Even by the way, the Indian team also knows that. I've had conversations with the team, and even they know that. It's just that it's not turned out that way. Who wouldn't want all-rounders?
Exactly.
Rahul Dravid's accepted this in press conferences. So.
But please,
But I
you
think
need
he
to
gave
get
a
done with the impact rule and all of those things. Otherwise, all rounders will become a rare breed.
I know.
Very valid point. Get rid of all that substitute that
Super
you
sub
get.
and whatnot.
Impact. Making it even worse. We need more all-rounders.
Plus, I think that rule also, four fielders inside and also not just off spinners, it's impacted even the part-timers also.
Yeah, because now you have nowhere to hide. So
Yeah.
earlier you could have that one extra fielder outside, so spinners part-timers could come in the middle overs and finish. Now that extra fielder comes in, so boundary increases and then batters look to target those part-time bowlers. It's worked. But I'm
Exactly.
saying you could get better. Maxwell's bowling a lot of
Yeah.
overs, so I'm sure you can do that.
Yep. When was the last time, Frank Marcel is saying, when was the last time India beat England World Cup since 2011? India last won against them in 2003, my friend. Ashish Nehra ji 6 for 23 in Durban.
23, yeah.
Yep. Then 11 you tied, 19 you lost. So 99 and 2003 India won. There was a 2-day game even there as well.
Early years, of course, England dominated, but
No, actually it was even. India won.
4-3.
But that was because England won in 2019. Otherwise it was 3-3.
See, 83 we beat them.
Yeah. You
And
lost in
then,
87 in that semi-final.
87 we lost in semis, yes.
You lost in 92.
92 you lost.
9 runs.
Yeah. 92 you lost. 96 we didn't
You
play them.
99 we beat them by
99 we beat them. Yeah.
3 we beat them Durban.
Yeah,
Nehra
we
ji
beat
6 for
them.
23.
99 was that one wicket of Thorpe changed
Thorpe,
it.
yeah. 2-day game. That was a 2-day game.
Srinath got Thorpe and then it changed.
Ganguly got Hussain, right?
I think so.
Edgbaston.
And
Yeah.
then 2003 again we beat.
Yeah. 11 tie.
11th time.
Could have been a win had Munaf not gotten that short
run.
I know. 15 we didn't play. 19 we lost at Edgbaston. That same match. So
19 we lost.
it was 3-3. It was 3-3 in 2019, became 4-3. But otherwise, we have traditionally done well against England. Did Botham give Sachin a send off in 92? I think he recurred that one conversation with you also, I guess. In Perth, I think Botham got rid of Sachin for 35. I think he gave him a send off or something which motivated him to do well.
Correct, he mentioned that. Yeah.
Yeah.
He did. Rookie Techie says team should not be changed. So Shami and Siraj are greater than Ashwin on these pitches unless it's a test pitch. Netherlands thrashing Bangladesh, another good team gets full member status. That's true. But Bangladesh, by the way, but Bangladesh also has had a real dip.
When did they ever have a high?
They were
They were again bilateral giants at home.
They're playing at home, they say.
they were
They
far
feel
more
at home.
competitive.
They
Look
feel
at
at
that.
home,
71 for 6.
Whoa! So let's see what
Upset.
happens.
Yeah.
This is an upset. Paul Van Meckeren again under lights, again while defending.
Mohammedullah's there, can get 100.
Oh yeah,
Goes again.
but then remember he doesn't have that much of support. It is Mahedi, not Mehdi Hassan.
No, both of them are all-rounders actually.
Yeah.
But different in class. Mehdi Hassan, Miraj, more accomplished as a batter. But Mehdi Hassan is well.
I can't understand Shakib. went to Dhaka, came back to Kolkata, got out for 5, all for this.
He went and trained with his childhood coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. He went, so he had plans of going for 3 days, instead cut it short to 2. Apparently, so he cited personal reasons. That is what the team management says. Cited personal reasons. Turned out it was professional reasons. What you train with his childhood coach only to come back and that says get 5 against the Dutch.
I know that the Kolkata to Dhaka, there's not much of a distance, but this is taking it too much here. Seriously. And Bangladesh losing to this. And imagine, Netherlands, they can also win one more against Afghanistan. That game is yet to happen.
Yeah. But doesn't affect the top 4.
Yeah, doesn't affect.
But I'm going, it now feels like a complete tournament, and the festivity I can also feel, because not just because of 2 back-to-back thrillers, also there's no team at least going back home winless. Yeah. Last time around you have Afghanistan.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. The last game the Netherlands played was against
Australia. 309 run loss.
Yeah, but you know what, I think it was that game only on the during the toss. I found it really bizarre. I'm not going to name the commentator. Whoever did the toss, you guys can check that. I think the first question was, so you're treating it as an experience or something like that.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
And I thought that was really bizarre.
Condescending.
Condescending, yeah.
And even the captain was like, and he said it, no, we're not looking at his experience. We've come here to win the game. Like, not as one chance we are getting, so learnings or things like that. He said it, and I agree. That I thought was quite condescending. That question.
It was.
And they're showing exactly why.
Yeah. Second win in this World Cup for them. It could happen though. Okay, any other questions, Shashwat?
We'll take a
Yep.
leave and enjoy the game if you guys are watching.
Yep.
Tomorrow, what time are we live?
1 o'clock.
Yes, 1 o'clock.
India versus England. Can India make it 6 out of 6? 3 guna Lagan. Battle again.
Lagan battle.
Yeah, the Lagan derby.
See you then tomorrow. Take care. Bye.
Nandri.
Vanakkam.